Yo, what's up, everybody? Candyman's back. Candyman here with SugarBets. All right, let's go through. All right, well, first, let's get some people. Let's turn up the volume. Turn up the volume and the microphone. All right, all right, all right. We turned on Twitch. We on Twitch. We're on YouTube. Don't forget, I am just starting out my streaming career. Gonna be a long one, guaranteed. All right. So anyway. Close this. So what you got up? We got the bracket, and again, I am the Candyman. Welcome. Yeah, we're up on Twitch. We're up on YouTube. We're gonna try to do this more consistently. Okay, just do this for a few more minutes tonight because I'm in New York. It's midnight, almost midnight. I do have to go to bed soon, unfortunately. But I want to show kind of my process for how I do profitable betting specifically. So I'm a big positive expected value guy. So what we're gonna do is just look for value bets. I'm really trying to predict the bracket. I know that's a lot of fun, and everybody tries to do their bracket and all that and bracketology and whatnot. But I'm really honestly just trying to be a profitable bettor. So what we do is a little different. So got the bracket up. We're just gonna go round by round. I'll be back tomorrow night and do the rest of it that I don't get through to the next few minutes here. But all right, let's just go through. I'm gonna go through. So I use KenPom.com. Great site for deep insights into college basketball. So if you like it, deep analytics, you want to like really dive into all the different teams, players, KenPom's definitely the site for you. Honestly, the teams, the coaches, they use KenPom. I'm pretty confident the sports books use KenPom as well to make sure that they're not super out of line. Every now and then you'll find a case where the expected winner on KenPom is the underdog at the sports books, but it's not super common. So KenPom's the first part of the system because as long as you have a model that can predict probability, you can calculate expected value. The concept really comes from investing, originally from the 1950s, goes way, way, way back. So it works really well because obviously betting always implies probabilities. So let's take a look at the rest of it. So what I use is OddsJam. This is where I'm able to get my odds. So OddsJam basically has effectively real-time odds at all of the sports books. So you can go and add. I'm in New York again, so I only have a handful of books available to me. But if you're in any other state, you can of course choose those. You can, any sports book available to you, you can get the best odds and be able to shop around. So let's start. So we start West Virginia, Maryland. All right. First, we know West Virginia, according to our model, the KenPom model, West Virginia is 52% to win this game. So we go to, and I'll get into how all the math works at another time. I'll do some specific videos just on the math, but for the sake of getting some bets in, say 52% of the time, we've got West Virginia, and then we just need to go find what are the odds. West Virginia. All right, so the best I can get, this is OddsJam, so telling you basically what the odds, quote, should be. I will also explain that deeper at another time. Looks like the best I can get is minus 130 if I wanted to bet West Virginia. So right off the top of my head, I know this won't be a value. So if I plug minus 130 in, if you expect a team to win 52% of the time and you're only getting paid out at a minus 130 rate, you will lose at an 8% value rate. So you can win this bet. You're going to win the bet 52% of the time. But if you were to start with $100, you're going to lose it about 8% of it at a time over time. So we're not going to make that bet. However, right away, I want to check the other side because whenever a match or game or event is close to 50-50, and we're close to a coin flip. Let's see what it is. 48%. Then I perk up for underdogs at that point. I need like a sound effect for that, like some some woofing before I start barking like a dog. All right. Maryland, I can get plus 115 to points bet. This is why I love odds jam, because it's just easy to see where I get the best odds. You can also get plus 115 at MGM, at Caesars, so you can really check everywhere. All right, let's plug 115 in here. And we do find ourselves with a positive expected value. And again, it's not because we expect to win the game. We actually expect to lose the bet, technically. It's that the book is paying us at a rate that is worth risking 48% of the time. However, it's a low expected value. It's under 4%. 4% is basically my floor, and then I have to really like the team or game or just be bored to make the bet. But yeah, I'm not gonna wager under 1% of my bankroll. Just doesn't really feel like a fun time. Not gonna win a lot, not gonna lose a lot, so it's like, meh, what's the point? So I try to find games with either more expected value or I'm just you're more confident in the win, which you'll find when your win percentage, expected win percentage is higher. You'll find the amount you're willing to risk is higher, right? Because you're less risk averse. So me, I don't like to take on a lot of risk. I really just do this for fun. It's not a job. So I set my risk tolerance pretty low. It's reflected here in the Kelly multiplier. This goes back to the whole 1950s. Like there's literally a guy last name Kelly, economist. So you can Wikipedia rabbit hole that to your heart's content. All right, back to the bracket, the fun stuff. All right, so yeah, no bet really there for me on West Virginia or Maryland. Then this is what I do. I just crank through the odds. So all right, Virginia would be 68%, and I tend to look for underdogs, especially early in the tournament. Especially the recent years have shown us that underdogs are a lot of fun, and of course, right? Who doesn't love rooting for underdogs? So I really try to not try, but I like to look for them and see. So like 68% Virginia, obviously is 32% the other way. Let's see what Furman's getting. Plus 192 is not going to be enough to get me to bet on something that I expect to occur 32% of the time. The math confirms. No good on that. Let's see, we can check the other side, 68, but what was that, like minus 210? So not really worth it. 68, Virginia, but minus 211. Yeah, minus 225, definitely not worth it. We go here, minus 225. Yeah. You just like you expect them to win, but you're not getting paid as if you're just not getting paid right. So I gotta find a better way to explain that exact concept. We'll work on it. GPT will figure it out for me. I'm better at math than words. Don't ask for my SAT scores to confirm that, though. All right. Next game. Do this for a few more minutes. Utah State. You'll find the closer the games are in probability, the more likely the odds are going to be closer, and you're more likely to find a bet. So let's hit 62% Utah State. Find Utah State. Right off the top. Again, you can see here, right? 62%, top of my head, at minus 120. 62%. 62% at only minus 120 should be. That's a fantastic expected value. And so this is, I mean, theoretically, I guess I could move them into my bracket. So I could use KenPom to do the whole bracket. I mean, I probably will. I've got some time on my hands tomorrow. Because you can really like map it out, and the first round's easy here. Obviously, if you just go by the percentages, pick out some fun underdogs. Maybe you can use the market to see where the market's a little off, and try to figure out which underdogs you like the most. But in this case, I can get Utah State expected to win 62% of the time, and I can get Utah State at minus 120 at FanDuel or WinBet or PointsBet. And so at 62% expected win percentage and only having to pay a 20% VIG, 20 cents on the dollar, that's the 20. And to quickly explain that, if you were to go think about a 50-50 coin flip, the odds should be even, right? 100, 100, 1-to-1. If it's heads, we bet a dollar. If it's heads, I give you a dollar. If it's tails, you give me a dollar. 1-to-1. So that's what the VIG means, the 20%. And so this tool removes that. It removes the VIG, calculates the implied probability. You see there's other calculators here. So there's the implied probability calculator. They've also got the no vig fair odds. And basically, this Kelly tool combines the no vig fair odds calculator with the implied probability calculator with the economist Kelly multiplier to give you the fraction of the bankroll you should bet based on the expected value and the win percentage. So not only is our expected win value, or excuse me, our expected value high because the win percentage and the odds are mismatched, right? We don't have to pay a high percentage, a high fee to bet the favorite, but we expect that favorite to win at 62%. So let's imagine if I give you a quarter, it's probably a better way to explain. If I give you a quarter that came up heads 50 or 62% of the time, and I paid you, and you had to bet $120 to win 100, you would still want to bet heads 100% of the time, even though tails is going to come up 38% of the time. So you know you're going to lose 38% of your bets. You're guaranteed to lose 38% of your bets on a coin that comes up heads 58% of the time, which is 62% of the time. You only bet heads, guaranteeing yourself a loss some of the time. But if I'm going to pay you at a rate that's worth it, you'll make that bet every time. And so that's how I approach sports betting in every way, every sport. It allows you to bet on any sport. You don't need to know the sport. You don't need to watch the sport. You can truly just find expected value based on what the payout is and the expected win probability. The key is where you get your expected win probability from. And college basketball, I trust KenPom as my model. It's, for me, proven profitable every time. But again, I'm not super risk tolerant, so it's possible you can use this method and lose money because you up your risk ante and you make more bets that I personally would not make. So I'm just going to show you how to find the bets. Bankroll management is a whole other topic that I highly recommend you research and try to learn. Do my best to try to help with bankroll management, but that's less my forte. I'm just good at finding value and making bets. I sound like Mark Zuckerberg with his smoking meats. Maybe we'll smoke some meats too. Who knows? All right, so I gotta make this bet. It's too much bet. I'm talking too much. Shut up, Andy. Shut up, Candyman. Andy man. Get betting. What did we say? Where did we at? We said Utah State, right? Yeah. 120 at 62%. You don't really ever want to put more than 5% of your bankroll on a single bet. So I tend to cap out at that. It's about 4 units for me typically. Highly recommend that. I'll have to explain unit betting better too. Goes into bankroll management. Lots and lots of content to talk about and produce. All right, let's go. I'm going to go into points bet because we're getting Utah State at minus 120. You could easily go into FanDuel and get the same. All right, college. And then this is on the 16th. We're just going to scroll and look for Utah State. There, nope, it's Utah Valley State. There are so many teams. This will be the last one. I'm glad we found this bet. There we are. Utah State, Missouri. Tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow at 1:40. Yeah, well, it's midnight, so yeah, I guess theoretically. All right. So Utah State, again, I can't tell you they're going to win. It's not like a lock pick, but I'm getting such good value on this, I can't pass it up. So let me type my amount. All right, there we go. Boom. All right. Utah State. So we'll be watching Utah State Lunchtime on Thursday. Someone just called me out for a lack of pit vipers on my face, and I just want to say that will be corrected soon. They're coming. Kevin. All right, guys. Just after midnight, I'm gonna go hit the hay, but it's been fun. I think I've got the stream slightly figured out. Um, cool. Bots in the chat. Cool. Bots in the chat. Gotta love it. Don't click links from strangers, kids. Just take candy from the Candyman. All right. Peace out for tonight. We'll see you again soon. Gonna do UFC Friday night. Tune in. Big card coming up Saturday. So we're gonna take a look at the UFC bets. Got our guy Ian, our UFC handicapper, SugarBets. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys.